Bethesda have actually let me come and play inside their booth here at E3, and we're talking Prey 2. It's a game that's got a lot of people excited, and Bethesda are certainly hoping to bring out something rather special to keep us all very entertained. But for those of you who haven't played the first one, tell us a little bit about Prey 2. What the hell?
Prey 2 is the story of Killian Samuels, who's a U.S. Marshal who finds himself abducted by aliens during this very same abduction sequence that grabs Tommy. But he gets away from the aliens in a very different way and finds himself on this distant planet called Exodus. While there, Killian turns himself into a bounty hunter, going after various alien scum and criminals. Now, the real story is, Killian has no recollection of what happened to him when he first got to this planet Exodus. He's been there for years, and the story is that Killian's uncovering his past and what he was up to and how he became a bounty hunter in this world.
But 7 years in the future, is that correct?
Several years in the future, yeah.
Several years in the future.
So it's a little bit different, but Tommy is still very much a character in the story. You don't play Tommy. Tommy's the main character from Prey 1. You don't play him, but he's very important, and you encounter him multiple times throughout the game.
So you get to see him kind of through somebody else's eyes, which is always an interesting take on a character that you've already grown to know and love.
Yeah, exactly. It's great. You get to see kind of what he's up to, and for those who fans of Prey 1, they'll recognize Tommy, they'll understand what he's doing and what he's up to. But for people who haven't played Prey 1, it's still very accessible. They'll be able to get in, they'll understand, and we explain who Tommy is and all of that.
Perfect. So if you haven't played Prey 1, it's not the kind of game where you're going to come in and just go, what the hell is going on? Is there any explanation in the past, or is it just as the game flows, you're kind of told everything?
As the game goes, you uncover what's happening and start to learn it.
So first-person shooter, tell us about the game mechanics, so how it plays.
Well, one of the very first things we did at the very beginning of the game, designing it, is we knew we wanted to give the player a lot more movement abilities through the world. We wanted to do more than just jump, shoot, and die. We wanted the player to be able to leap over things and slide to things. And the other thing we wanted to do is we wanted to let the player shoot while doing all of that. So the movement system is very fluid, very fast, accessible. You can also shoot while doing it. So I can slide to cover, pop up from cover, vault from cover, firing the entire time. It's very fast, accessible. We call it agile combat.
That is, because you see a lot of shooters at the moment. Let's take a really big one, Gears of War. They can't seem to figure out how to run and shoot exactly the same time. You've got to pick one or the other. So, perfect. Now, Bounty Hunter. You just mentioned that a bit earlier on. Now, I know that's a big thing. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, that was also something very early on in the game we wanted to do, because with Prey 1, you were the prey, you were the one being hunted. With Prey 2, we want to flip that around, let you explore both sides, and let you be the hunter. So that's where the bounty hunter came from. And then from that, a lot of other ideas snowballed. The movement system came from that, the gadgets, the weapons that you're using, kind of how you try to take down targets, missions, all of that built off of that core bounty hunter idea.
Talk about the weapons then. So if you've got loads of new ideas for weapons, lots of imagination, what are we seeing that's new from last time, weapon-wise?
We've got a lot of crazy different weapons in the game, but we've got a ton of gadgets. And the gadgets are really where the player starts to get a lot of different choice. We've got gadgets that allow you to be stealthy, gadgets that allow you to go in guns blazing, like shoulder-mounted rockets and giant grenades, all of this really awesome stuff, but also we have gadgets that help you with navigation throughout the world. One of my favorite gadgets is the hover boots. They allow you to hover for these long distances pretty safely, because we've made these really cool climbing abilities. You can climb up high. The world's very vertical. We realized we need some badass way to get you back down.
That sounds really awesome. And one other thing, player choice. A little bit about that.
Player choice is a key thing with the game. It's an open world game, so you get to choose where you go, what missions you take, how you go about, approaching the mission. So player choice is a key thing, not only in terms of the gadgets, but in terms of if I want to go in stealthy, I'm going to pick certain gadgets. If I want to go in guns blazing, I'm going to pick different ones.
That'll be my one. Guns blazing. Always give me the biggest gun.
Rockets, blowing everything up. I agree.
Perfect. And very final, tell my community, when can they get their hands on this game? When have we got a release date?
Sure. Prey 2 is going to be coming out in 2012. It's going to be simultaneous release for Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, and PC.
Is that in Europe as well as America?
Yes.
There you go, Destructoid. That's Prey 2. Keep watching the front page. We've got loads more coming to you from E3.